Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. Whether you're catching me live on Facebook or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I am here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering to craft together or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All right. Hello, Penny. Welcome, welcome. All right. First up, as always, we have Friday night Stampin' results, and Russ was the big winner by one vote. Seriously, one vote. It was neck and neck all weekend, like we were trading the lead back and forth. So, but yes, this is gorgeous card. Absolutely love it. And I'm pretty sure this is the same stamp, and he just turned it upside down. So I absolutely love the look of the cards. The clouds, sorry. And he stamped them in early espresso, which I never would have thought to use for clouds, but it totally works in this color scheme. So, I always tell you guys, right? If you want like blue flowers or whatever, and they're not normally blue, you can do that because that's what crafting is all about, right? Personal choice. So, yeah, so I should follow my own advice. The other thing I did want to point out on my card was it is done with the two-toned cardstock, which I got recently. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, I really loved both of them as well. So, and I told him, I said, this is going to be a close vote this week. So it was very exciting. But yeah, I did want to point out the two-tone cardstock. So like this drapery fold is the perfect kind of thing to do with the two-tone cardstock, right? It also works great with designer series paper because it's two-sided, so you get a glimpse of that other side. So really fun technique with that. All right. So thank you all for voting. It was like a hot voting weekend too, like a lot of more votes than usual came in. So we were very excited about that. Always happy about it. And as always, my most popular post of the week. So we appreciate you guys hanging around and keeping us engaged. So, all right, it is Fun Fold Week here in the studio, and I have a fun one for you. This is called the Accordion Fold, and if you just kind of look at it like that, it just looks like a regular card, but it's not. It's all accordion foldy, so you can stretch it out. And when it's folded, it is regular size card front kind of thing. So it'll fit in a regular envelope and all good there. Love that. But it also is really great to display, on your mantle or your desk at work or whatever. So lots of fun there. Okay, so we are using the Cheers and Sips bundle tonight, along with the matching paper, the celebratory sips. Sometimes I think they like to just make it tongue twister time for us. So I will say I'm a big fan of alliteration, so that was one of the fun things for Stampin' Up! For me. Hello, Joan, and hello, Lucia. Lucia, I watched your live at lunch today, so I'm getting back in my groove. I missed a few there sometimes, but it was fabulous as always. So yeah, the Cheers and Sips bundle, as you guys know, I kind of love this. But tonight I'm obviously doing one featuring no drinks. So for those people in your life who do not imbibe, these are really good. This is a really good card for you. So, all righty. I also accidentally, because I thought, oh, it could be a fun little happy birthday card, right? And I used one of my favorite happy birthdays from Unbounded Love. And then when I went to put it in the supply list, this is discontinued. I didn't even know it went on the last chance list. So anytime you're in the store, make sure you check in that last chance list because that was a surprise to me. So, but you can use any happy birthday stamp, obviously. So you're very welcome, Lucia. I love listening to watching your lives. You have a different stamping style than I do and one I admire, but like there's room for both of us, right? But it's always so fun to watch you because of that. So, because I feel like I grow when I watch you, stamping wise. Plus, I just love your accent. All righty. So yeah, let's get to it here. So the base you're going to start out with, you can still get 2 of these out of every regular sheet of cardstock. So it is 10.5 by 4.25, right? Yes. And you're going to score it at 2 inches, 3.75, 6.75, and 8. Okay, so the other thing, if you could only remember 2 measurements, remember 2.5 and 3.75, because if you turn it around, the other side is 2.5 and 3.75 as well. So it's the same distance. And then you just want to accordion fold. You're going to start from the right side. If you start there, you're going to start with a valley fold and then a mountain fold. So goes in and then goes up. And here's where your bone folder is going to come in handy. Because even if you don't normally use a bone folder on your cards, when you're doing a fun fold, it is really usually, I will say, important to get those folds very crisp. And it's going to help your card lay down better, right? And we love having you here, Lucia, always, and Joan as well. It's nice to have my down under contingent here. You guys are still all, you know, in your daytime, and I'm over here like having worked a whole day. So, okay. So there is our main card. Like I said, it folds down so that end to end, it's 5.5 by 4.25. So it's just your regular size card, which is great. I love things that don't need instructions for the receiver. Like it's very easy for them to either flip through it this way or expand it. Like I think they can figure that out without me telling them. And I love things that just fold easily and go into a regular envelope. Nothing, you know, special needed there, right? Because what did I read today? Like we all have a lot of, oh, thank you, Joan. We all have a lot of craft supplies. And I read today, maybe craft supplies are addicted to me. Maybe I'm the victim. I thought, there we go. That's our new motto. All right. So I did some die cutting ahead of time as well. We've got a couple of square layers. So I've got, I absolutely love this pattern paper, but since I use this bundle so much to make drinky kind of cards, I hardly ever use it. So this was my nice excuse to use this pretty floral paper. And then I'm going to flip it over and use the other side for the front. Right. Penny, I knew you'd love that because like that's so relatable for the two of us. So these designer series paper layers are 3.75 square. And then the Blackberry Bliss on the back is 4 inches square. All right, so we can just attach those right away. I should mention here too, if you are a newer crafter or if you are a seasoned crafter who occasionally, like me, forgets to add a ribbon or something like that, before you attach layers, always think to yourself, do I need to attach a ribbon or is there anything I need to tuck under here before it gets adhered? That's a reminder I really should have put up in my craft room. You're a victim too. We should start a meeting, but I don't actually want to recover. I don't want help. Send money though, so I can be victimized some more by my craft supplies. Okay, and then these can get attached to your card right away too. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's hilarious, Penny. I love it. You may be entitled to compensation. I need compensation because that's how I'm going to get more craft supplies. Okay, so I'm going to use my flower one for the bottom. I'm going to use my my more subtle one for the top because that's where all of my busyness is going to go on. So I actually find it easier and less distracting for me to do the second layer, the middle layer first. And what you want to remember is you do not want adhesive over on this side because you won't be able to unfold your card. So what I do in those instances is I flip it over, I put it where it's going to need to go, and then I know where I can put my adhesive up to. And you can tell by the little red mark there that I'm almost out of seal on this one. But not to worry, I have refills. So now when I flip it over, I know my adhesive is not going to be too far over, so I can still open. Okay. And then I'm going to do my front one. So I decided to have my little lines go up and down, but you can do them whichever way you want. So same technique. I'm basically just putting this with the border just how I would want it. And then I know where to put my adhesive. And then I just flip it right over and attach. Perfect. This is another one of those really great cards where if you don't know the person really well, or maybe you don't like the person really well, there's not a lot of room to write. So you just have to, a quick happy birthday, hope you enjoy your day. Boom, done. I love that. There's some days when my brain just does not want to write things. And then there's other days where my brain wants to write like 4 pages and maybe I need a small space, so I can't do that. So it's kind of one extreme or the other with me. Okay, so in this case, I also use the Spotlight on Nature dies to cut my circle. You can obviously use a punch or, a label die or anything. I will say when I have a lot of square edges like this, I love to use something with some softness, some roundness to it. So a circle is perfect for this card, but you could also do like a more rounded tag or an oval or something like that, just to give it some more softness. Okay, now let's do a little bit of stamping. So I've got 2 pieces of basic white here, and one of them is just a little thicker than the other. That's going to be for the second layer. So the thinner one is up top, and I have already prepared my blocks. There it is. My new favorite neutral, Secret C. You guys are going to get sick of seeing this color, I think. But I'm not, because it is gorgeous and it is perfect for all my little neutral stuff. I believe it's in this paper pack somewhere too, and I think that's really where I got the idea to use it. All right. Cheers. Let's celebrate. I will say I also used this last night because today is my son's birthday. And so we went over last night. He recently moved in with a couple of friends of his, just in the next town up. So he's like 10 minutes away. So that's nice. We can still harass him. And so we went over last night and brought him a nice bottle of spirits. And because we were bringing him spirits, I made him a quick little bottle tag for it with this particular paper because it's got the bottles on it. So I used the multiple drink paper to make a quick little bottle tag. So that was super fun. And I already had everything out. I'll have to make sure to whip some of those up for my craft fair this year. Oh, thanks, Lucia. He's having fun. He usually works on Mondays, but he was saying something about how he wasn't working until Wednesday. And I said, "You're not working tomorrow?" He goes, "No, I'm not going in on my birthday. I never work on my birthday." I'm like, "Well, good for you." So I like that. All right. So now I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want this. And I'm just going to grab my snips and I'm going to give it a little trim. And we're going to use a couple of dimensionals. Thanks, Penny. I will pass on your happy birthdays. He was this one. He was very funny because I told him that one of the kids he used to watch in the church nursery, we ran into her in Portillo's today because she's a freshman in college here and at ISU. And he was like, no. Like, yeah, trust me, I feel that because all of you people are getting way too old. And I don't understand that because I'm still like 30. So, I don't know how that's happening. All right. So I only put a couple of dimensionals there because I'm going to slip everything else kind of underneath that. Oh, and I forgot to add a little something. So I used some colors from the designer paper to color all my little die cuts, which you'll see in a minute. I've got the Berry Burst and Bubble Bath and Old Olive, and I grabbed the light colors of each of these. And I felt like my greeting needed a little something, but I didn't want to add bling today. So I just decided to zhuzh it up with just some dots of Stampin' Blends. Like, how fun is that, right? So you already have them out because you were coloring everything. So we'll just kind of randomly add some little triangle dots. Down here. So it all matches the paper perfectly, but it gives it a little something extra and without really adding any other thing extra. Whew. I'm on menopause brain tonight, apparently. I can't speak words. Okay, so now we've got all of our fun little die cuts. And these are usually the garnishes on all the drinks, but I thought, oh, I'll just use all the little greenery pieces so it won't be drink related. I was going to see about making the stemless wine glass into a little vase, but that just required more thinking than my brain was involved in, so. Yes, Lucia, I know. I've done that too. I've gotten off of a live and been like, oops, I forgot to mention this, or I forgot to do that, or whatever. So yeah. Silliness. All right, liquid glue is our friend here. We're going to start building. Actually, first, I like to dry fit things, right? Because I want them to be kind of different heights and like different directions. There we go. I can find words. We're going to fill in with a little bit of floral stuff. And this is where I used to have trouble. I'm getting better because when I first started card making, everything had to be like symmetrical. And that is not a good design aesthetic, So now I'm much better with just things are random things, because like, especially this, that's how nature is. Nature's kind of random. I realize that like the Fibonacci sequence is everywhere in nature. And so it is not as random as we think, but also things just kind of sprout up wherever, just as long as they can get some sunlight. So that looks nice to me. So now I can start just pulling some of these out again, put a little bit of liquid glue, slip them back in. So you do kind of want to grab the bottom ones first. Otherwise, you'll have problems slipping those back in, right? And I think I just glued that guy down. Get out here. There we go. So this is where it's nice if you have a sample that's already done too, because you can kind of follow that. So one of the other things I meant to talk to you about when we first started, and I didn't, is that the in-color sale is still going on. So that goes on through the end of the week, well, Sunday, the 31st. And it is while supplies last. So if things sell out before you get there, like, don't say I didn't warn you, is all I can say. Because it could happen. So yeah, you definitely want to hop on that. The other fun thing that's going on next week is that the new mini catalog and online exclusive products will be out Wednesday, the 3rd. Words are hard. Wait, what system? Now I'm confused. See, apparently I wasn't listening to myself, which happens. The dandelions in your driveway, yeah. Things pop up randomly, absolutely. And it's always like the weeds. I think, I think we should just maybe nurture the really pretty weeds that we like because they're coming up anyway, right? There's some like that are like those purple or blue flower kind of ones that, oh, I always loved as a kid. And I know they're weeds, but they're pretty. Oh, the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence, yes. If you've ever seen the Da Vinci Code, that was the Fibonacci sequences mentioned in there, and that is kind of one of my favorite books. So, if there's any Dan Brown haters in the crowd, you do you, but I love him. So yeah, the Fibonacci sequence is like I think it's, I'm not even gonna, I think it's like 1, 2, and then 3, because 1 and 2 is 3, and then 5, because 2 and 3 is 5. So 3 and 5 is 8, and then 13. See, I do remember it. Wow. Look at that. But I can't come up with simple words sometimes. That's how life is. Okay, so this one is a little trickier because I want it to be so that this is, let me explain. So this has an equal border around it, right? So I suppose I could put, where's my liquid glue? I will put, so it's going to go all the way into that fold. So I can put glue on like this end of it. And I'll still be able to, if I hold it up so the glue is not there, right, then I can see that, okay, that's pretty good, top and bottom. I hope you were able to follow that because I don't think I finished a sentence while I was explaining that. But anyway, that is tucked all the way into the fold. So that's kind of what I used as a stopper. And then I held it up so that it wasn't glued down to this paper yet. Just held it behind here so I could center it. And now, because this end is still free, I can go in with my scissors and mimic that diagonal fold. And there we go. I think I'm done. Well, that was a surprise. Oh, John. Oh, oops. John was cracking me up, mocking your talking on your live today. This is all I got. And then she pulls out 10 packs. Like, that's all of us. We're the victim here, really, John. Okay. Let's see. I do have another sample to show you so you can see kind of a different vibe of it. This may be a little more masculine even. I pulled out the plaids and I decided, ooh, Lost Lagoon and Old Olive and a leaf would look pretty, right? So this time I had the little greeting here, took it all the way to the edge of the paper, and then I just have a blank Old Olive one under here. Well, I am hilarious. Just ask me. So, yeah, so I absolutely, this darn artistic leaves or whatever it is set, I just love it. It's going to be my new favorite, I can tell, on top of all the other favorites. So, but yeah, so there is my other little, and like I said, I just left that green, the olive strip blank. It's really just there to act as a little layer behind my greeting. Thank you so much. You guys are so nice. I was pretty happy with both of them, I will say. Russ was working pretty much all weekend, so I had a lot of playtime in the studio and was able to really kind of come up with some cool stuff and cleared some of my email inbox. So, I was on a roll this weekend. All right, let's see. Okay, let me pop up here so I can chat with you people properly. So you can really see me struggle for words. No. Thank you all. So the supply list for the Cheers and Sips card is in the video description, so you can see everything I used for that, and you can play back to see the measurements there. It's pretty easy, but the printed measurements as well as the supply list for both of these cards, plus a sneaky bonus card, will be in my newsletter this weekend or this week. So if you have not already subscribed to my newsletter, definitely check out the link in the video description for that as well. And the other thing I wanted to tell you all about that the news just came out this week for us is that World Card Making Day is coming up. And I know that sounds like a made up holiday for card makers. And I mean, I guess all the holidays are made up, so why not? But it was actually made up by a paper crafting magazine long, long ago. I think before Stampin' Up! Even was in business. So it's not our made up holiday, but we gladly celebrate. It is always the first Saturday in October, so it is October 4th this year. And Stampin' Up! Has been putting on free events that day, so it's virtual events, so everybody can join in. And you do need to register to get the link, and you can register starting next Wednesday, September 3rd. So you just go onto my website and click on the World Card Making Day banner next Wednesday, and you can register. Like I said, it's all for free. They will email you a link, and that way you can go back and rewatch it afterwards. So if you cannot join live, you can always go back and catch the replay. We will do a craft along, so you will also be getting an email with any supplies you might need to gather if you want to craft along with. So it's about an hour long, super, super fun. And I love that they do it free and that they just open it up for everybody. So I hope you will join us. I know I will be doing something that day. Maybe I'll just convince the Stamper Man to just hang out in the studio all day because it's World Card Making Day. So maybe I'll be getting ready for my craft fair in December. All right. Well, that is all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your reminder that if you got a little bit of inspiration or you found out something new, tag your bestie in the comments or share the video with them so they can learn a little something new as well. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.